starting up. All right, starting the stream up. Tuesday night Knicks on this Knicksmas Eve night. Jay Ellis, the number one show for the fans, by the fans, is back with another live stream. If you're a diehard Knicks fan who loves to talk about Knicks news, Knicks rumors, and post-game live analysis featuring live callers, smash that subscribe button below and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. This is the home for you. Jay Ellis.
What?
How you doing, man?
I'm tired as hell, but I'm here, damn it.
Hey, yeah, me too. Definitely tired, but listen, we had a good show last night. Salute to Tommy D for coming through. I thought the feedback was great. We had a great show with him, and once again, Jay Ellis, it wouldn't be the Knicks if there wasn't some news to talk about, and there's always news.
Yep.
Okay, because sources are telling KnicksFanTV.
Sources?
Yeah, sources. You know, we got sources now. You know, we're getting bigger now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes people just tell you things. You know, they send you a telegram and stuff like that. A little pigeon gram.
Crazy.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Crazy.
And you know, we're talking about this point guard situation, which has been the number one storyline of the off season. But sources are telling KnicksFanTV, JLs, multiple sources.
Multiple sources? Oh.
Multiple sources.
Fake news.
That one Alonzo Trier, ISO Zoe, could be heading into the starting lineup going into the Alamo tomorrow night, Knicks versus Spurs. And to that you say what?
To that I say, man, I told y'all. Man. Let me start out by saying this. When we first got back and ISO Zoe didn't play, what did I say? It's only preseason, dog. Like, chill out.
You're right, man.
It's like people testing things out. You know, we got 9 new players. We don't know what Wayne Ellington can do, what capacity he can work with the team. Fizz kind of knows what he's getting with ISO, so he was just trying to fill it out. And then the way ISO's performed those 2 games he was in, it was kind of undeniable that he's just way more versatile, and you can't have him out the game. You just can't.
True story, man. True story. Listen, I was wrong. I guess I was wrong about it. You know, I thought Ellington. Well, first off, let's say this. Even though it seems like, and people ask multiple people have told me this, that ISO could be headed into the starting lineup. We still don't know whether it's as the 1 or are we still going to have under the point guard trio, which slides ISO to the 2 and RJ to the 3. We still don't know that yet. You know what I mean? That's still something we got to factor in. And we're going to have Marc Berman of the New York Post calling us up live from San Antonio, so he's going to give us the latest on what's going on. But, we still don't know, bro.
I highly doubt it's the 1. I don't think I've seen ISO play the 1 this whole preseason, so it doesn't make sense for me to see ISO play the 1 opening night. We've seen RJ play the 1. Mm-hmm. We've seen, I haven't seen ISO play the 1 not since last season.
Right.
And I don't know if coach wants to go that route again. But ISO at the 2, and the way he's been playing right now, I'm with that. Yeah.
No, listen, I'm up for whatever works, man. Honestly, we've been talking about lineups in and out, this, that, and the third, for so long. But hey, if I think RJ can work with a lot of these guys, and if it's not working with the 3-headed monster, to throw ISO in there, let's see what happens.
I'll definitely see what happens.
Yeah, because we still have to see. Like, is this an indication that neither DSJ nor Frank nor Peyton starts, or do you throw in? See, in this situation, I would throw Frank in that mix.
Oh, definitely.
I would throw Frank in that mix, but I could see him going Peyton.
I can see it too, but to me, I would definitely go Frank, especially if DSJ works out. Mm-hmm. I mean, if not, I'm sorry. Especially if RJ works out at point, I would definitely go Frank without a doubt, just because Frank doesn't really project to be a lead guard at this point, and he still kind of provides something that we don't have. Mm-hmm. So, and just in the name of versatility, I would go Frank with the defense. I still feel like he can kind of catch up to Elfrid Payton on his setup abilities, being able to set up other teammates and possibly even rebound down the line. But the defense is just too good to ignore.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I definitely hear you because I think, again, if you're going to go that lineup and throw DSJ in there with Morris and Randle, I mean, that's going to be too much ball holding the ball. And Fizz, Fizz is out there evangelizing ISO, saying he's going to shed his name. So maybe that was Fizz. Maybe that was Fizz getting out in front of it and trying to skid the fences real quick to keep us in the loop and let us know that that ISO's, maybe that was a hint by Fizz. Maybe that was a hint by Fizz, man.
This is Terry has said Terry. Shout out to Terry. Terry said multiple times that Fizz he's really good with the Knicks media, and that's a big reason why he's here. He knows how to kind of work things. And what's good about the media knows how to market. CP.
Yeah.
And when you want to know how to learn how to market, you got to put things out there. You got to put the feelers out there first to get the people's mind to recalculate. ISO can't go out there and say, I'm not ISO no more. But if somebody else comes out and says, yo, I'm not ISO no more. He's not ISO no more. He's changing his game. Then it's like, all right, he has a spokesman. The spokesman always is better than the actual person.
Hey, you're right. You're right on that, man. You're definitely right on that. So what do you guys think in the chat about the prospects of putting ISO into the starting lineup? Let us know in the chat. Leave us your comments. We're waiting on Marc Berman of the New York Post to call us in, give us some updates live from San Antonio. We're also on tonight's episode, we're going to give you our 6 bold predictions for the Knicks' upcoming 1920 season, as well as our season awards sales. We got to do our season awards once again, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got to do our season awards once again. So salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channels. The phone lines are up, 657-383-1509. Real quick, also in the news before we get to the new president of the ISOZO fan club. You know who that is. I've been seeing Ari in the chat stirring a ruckus. Yeah, Ari's been in the chat stirring a ruckus. He couldn't join us that last preseason game when ISO tried to close out the game. We were hoping to hear from him, but we're gonna hear from him tonight. Also in the news, though, JL, I was alerted this morning, against sources, that Mitch was walking around in a boot last night after practice. We are hearing that Mitch has sprained his ankle in practice, so he could be down Mitch. And also Taj Gibson could be out with a sore right calf. What do you think about that?
I think I heard Fizdale say that Taj might be available to play tomorrow. But if not, then we might be in trouble. I don't really want to see Randle at the 5 that much, really. I know some people say, rest Randle. I don't really want to see it. This is one of those situations where I'm just like, hey, do you have Wooten's number? Can we give that man?
Yeah, can we give Kenny that 2-way real quick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just real quick. Just throw that 2-way real quick. Get him over here. And then, real quick. It's gonna be scary, man. Because LA, LaMarcus Aldridge, LA. He's gonna be licking his chops, man. He's gonna be feasting on us, and hopefully, because it's like do you now you're only down to Randle and Portis. So much for all the power forwards we picked up in the offseason, JLs.
Yeah, well, we too many big men. That's what they said.
So much for all the big men we got.
So much for all of that, there.
Yeah, so much for all of that, man.
I can see if in the pinch they might slide Marcus in a pinch to the 4 and go smaller, if anything.
Yeah, I would go if they're gonna go that lineup. I would go Frank, ISO, RJ, Marcus Randle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I would do that, and then off the bench I would go DSJ, Ellington, or I would go Peyton, DSJ, Ellington, Knox, and Portis. Or do you could go DSJ, Dotson,
right?
Ellington,
two shooters,
DSJ, Dotson, Ellington, Knox, and Portis.
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
Frank in there somewhere. I'm putting Frank for
Well, I said I would throw Frank out there on the first unit with ISO and RJ.
Okay, that makes sense.
I would throw Frank at the 1, ISO at the 2, RJ at the 3, Morris at the 4, Randle at the 5, and then
I like that.
Second unit, I would go DSJ, Ellington, Dotson, Knox, and Portis.
Woo! Actually, like that. Actually,
Not too bad. Not too bad, man. You know?
Actually, like I mean, the defense might not be in the first unit, but like the spacing offensively on both units.
Yeah. It's nice.
The spacing on offense is pretty nice.
It's nice right there. Right there. So, let's see what happens on the injury front. Hopefully, one of those guys, I think, like you said, Taj may be back. So let's see what happens there. Also, DSJ signs with Rock Nation. If anybody cares, congratulations. He's with Hov and them. So, congratulations. All right, JLs, let's get to the phones. This guy's been bugging me all day. Said he wants to call in and support ISO Zoe for his presidential campaign. Ari from Manhattan joins us. Ari, what's going on, man?
You willed ISO to the starting lineup, Ari.
Ari spoke it into existence.
Hey, listen, I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I've been on this before everybody. Not gonna lie, I've been calling this ISO RJ backcourt from the beginning. You know, I'm happy. I think. First of all, I still don't know if it's going to actually happen. I think Fizdale is going to screw it up and just like put someone else in there. That's just between me. But this is what I think. So like, I know you guys are talking about like who's going to play the 1, who's going to play the 2. What I would do is that whoever's closer to the rebound just takes the ball up and just dribbles it up, and you kind of play with positionless basketball. Whoever's closer to the rebound pushes the ball up.
Absolutely.
And then after like a bucket or whatever, you let RJ do it. But they're both competent ball handlers, and obviously they're not like. I mean, RJ's a playmaker. ISO's not a playmaker. But the thing is, ISO, people don't understand. It's like this is what I get so mad at. I don't know why everybody's so patient with Frank. Let's develop Frank. Let's do all this stuff, but like pretending like we can't develop ISO. We can't, he can't change his game. And
wait, JLs has something to say about that. Go ahead, JLs. Go ahead. Get your point in.
You know what, Ari? I agree with you. I actually freaking agree. It bugs the hell out of me that people don't see ISO as a rookie like they see Frank as a rookie. Like, I don't understand why people paint ISO as just a backup guy, and it's only his rookie year. Like, he can't develop like everybody else. I don't understand it. And I have patience for both.
It makes no sense.
I'm still on Frank, but I mean,
listen. What I think it is.
Go ahead.
I think it's because ISO was undrafted and Frank was a lottery pick, so everyone wants Frank to pan out so badly that they give him so much more time.
That's exactly what I think it is. That's exactly what it is.
Listen, you could. Yeah, listen, Frank. Listen, and this is the problem with Frank. Right, so like if I don't think he's a point guard, right? So if you're gonna move him to the 2, then all of a sudden he has to guard 2s, right? Or he could guard the best offensive player on the other team, but then the point guard has to guard someone taller than them, right? Mm-hmm. So then that throws his defense off, right? So like, yeah, he can lock down Trae Young, he can lock down Kemba a little bit, and Kyrie. He's 6 inches taller than them. But then you have to put him up against 2 guards like Devin Booker and players like that, and he's not a lockdown player. And now you have a regular defender. You have a decent defender who's the worst offensive player in all NBA. So you can't have him on the floor, right? So, like, what I think is you should have him as a defensive specialist, come off the bench, and if, like, let's say Damian Lillard or some guard is going off on the Knicks, you throw him in there for 5 minutes, disrupt his rhythm, and then put him back on the bench where he belongs, and that's it. That's what I would do. But listen, I mean, but the one other thing I want to talk about real quick, is that I don't think the Julius Randle I don't think the Knicks signed Julius Randle to that deal if they knew Marcus Morris was going to come and vice versa. I don't think those two work well together, especially on the offensive end. And what I would do is I would trade one of them at the trade deadline. And then that would give Kevin Knox more minutes to develop and stuff like that, and you get an asset. But I don't like those two together. And if we're going to preach defense and how important defense is, Julius Randle's the worst defender on the entire team. Like point guard or forward.
I think Portis is worse. I disagree and appreciate the call, Ari. I think of the big man, Portis is definitely the worst.
Yeah, I've at least seen like Julius Randle kind of
Yeah.
Going instance lock some people down. He had the last few games he had like a block and a steal for like 2 preseason games in a row. So I don't agree with that. But I do agree with the Morris Randle pairing.
Yeah, that could be iffy.
That can be iffy. And I think the coach knows it can be iffy too, because he was even saying that it's too much holding the ball.
Too much holding the ball.
Yeah, and if their skill sets are good, like Morris is a good defender and he's a good offensive player, but he has to learn not to hold the ball as much, man. And like I said you missed the last game, the last live stream, Ari, but I said the same thing. When Wayne Ellington was in, the offense swayed a lot better.
I like that lineup when we had RJ at the 3. I like that lineup when we pushed everybody down. We'll see. I agree with them. I agree with you guys on that. The Morris Randle pairing is something that's gonna need to be evaluated as we go. Obviously, for tomorrow night, I think you'll have it. But we'll see what happens going forward. We'll see what happens going forward.
We'll see if the coach coaches Morris too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if he tells him not to hold the ball as much, and it looks a lot better tomorrow.
Definitely, man. All right, so Ari came through. That was a good call. Let's go to our guy Q from Brooklyn, man. Q, how you feeling, man?
Yo, feeling decent.
Nice. Yo, if you got us on speakerphone, Q, just take us off speakerphone if you have us on speakerphone.
Yeah, let me get off of that.
All right.
Yeah, feel decent, but didn't feel too good when I heard Mitch with the ankle funny.
Yeah, man.
Ain't happy about that.
Yep.
But hey, one quick point on Ari, man. Ari's on fire, by the way. He's killing the chat, man. He's destroying it. He just. I couldn't say nothing, man. He was just killing it. I couldn't even put a word.
Ari's passionate, man. He's passionate.
He has a point. Man, he has a point where ISO, but he needs to understand the reason why they didn't want to develop ISO in the way they should have is because ISO kind of defined his role already.
He
looks like a 6-man. You know what I mean? He looks like John Starks without defense. You know, it's just something that you easily can be defined when you could come in and just put up buckets. So as a coach, you're going to say, you know what? This guy's a 6-man. Let me make that happen. Another point with Morris. I love Morris, man. Come on, y'all. I love his game. But, you know, I understand. I saw a little too much sticky ball in him and Randle, and we can't have 2 guys like that.
That's right.
So
that's right.
The main problem is Fizz has to say, look, man, what type of offensive identity we have? Are we going to have nothing but a bunch of ISO guys? Or are we going to move the ball and think we're Golden State because we don't even have a center?
Yeah.
So, you know, the offense has to be defined.
Got to be defined.
And you know what? I'll tell you this. I'm on Fizz this year because this last couple of years, man, he talked that defense talk, and I still haven't seen the identity. So what y'all guys think about that? Offensive identity, defensive identity. Y'all could touch on that, you know what I mean?
We need to see it.
I want to hear y'all stance in the chat. I want to hear all that.
Yeah, spot on. Q, spot on, JLs. We have yet to, it's early season just starting, but we have yet to see that that defensive. This was Fizz's on his resume. This was his specialty. You know what I mean? Right. What is the defensive concepts that we're going to be running? What are the offensive concepts that we're going to be running?
I'm going to say this. I feel like this year I expect it to both be better, and only because the amount of veterans that we signed, they're going to be able to kind of teach the kids that are here right now, like where to go instinctively, where to go on defense instinctively, where to go on offense instinctively. He didn't have that last year.
Yeah.
And I think this year is definitely going to be a step forward because, you know, Marcus Morris has been around the block. Julius Randle has been around the block. You saw what happened with Mitch last season when someone like DeAndre Jordan was here for the end of the year. All of a sudden, his IQ seemed to rise when somebody's in the game, kind of direct them on what to do. And I feel like the same thing is going to happen for Knox and for all these other guys. And also, don't discount the importance of, you know, Mike Miller. Mike Miller might show up and do some things too. He was a beast in the G League, so
they give him a lot of credit for developing some of those guys, and the G League team has been fairly successful. I hope he's just not there as a you know what I mean.
You know what do you mean?
What I'm saying is I hope that the decision to move him up there was the coach's decision and not necessarily the front office decision.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
kind of like a ghost, like
Yeah.
like the assistant is in place
Right.
to replace type of deal.
Right. I hope that's not the case, but we'll see. But Q's exactly right. I think Fizz, he has a tough job, man, in terms of how does he, Randall is a guy that, yes, he can pass it well, and his assist numbers were pretty good last year. He can move it, but the ball sticks with him. Marcus Morris, he's out there. Like we said the other day, he's on his Dollar Tree mellow vibes out there. You know what I mean? he's just letting it go. This is his first year with really having the freedom, to do his thing. So he's taking advantage of that in full force. So we'll see. And then if you throw ISO in the mix, we'll see how it goes, man. But definitely a tough job for Fizz, man.
Yeah, man, toughest job in the NBA right now. Hope he's up for it.
Yeah, like somebody in the chat says, does anybody on the team know their role? Well, that's gonna be on Fizz and some of these guys. Some of these guys are gonna have to sacrifice themselves.
Oh yeah,
to make sure guys like RJ, shines and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. You gotta take it. You gotta take your role, and that's why we're in this predicament right now with RJ being able to be the point guard. Because we also preseason, what point guard really stepped up and took it?
Right.
RJ was the one who had 6 assist game. Can
True.
you tell me any other point guard on this team who had 6 assists this whole preseason?
It's true story. True story, man. and that was one of my bold predictions, Jails.
Nah.
That was one of. Let's get into the bold predictions real quick. That was one of my bold predictions. Is that I believe RJ Barrett is going to lead the team in assists this year.
Yeah,
I think so. Between what we're hearing now with ISO being moved into the lineup, and also the fact that you're going to see RJ playing the one in spurts. We saw that in the preseason. I think that's going to be a trend that's going to continue. We saw it in Summer League. We saw it in preseason. I don't see why it wouldn't, push into the season. I don't think they're going to give him the full-time responsibility because I still feel like he needs to kind of master his own position first before he moves to running the whole team. But I think he'll have a lot of responsibility as the playmaker on the team, and for that, I think he's going to lead the team in assists. That's my one bold prediction.
that's a bold one because I think DSJ averaged 5, and
DSJ, I'll pull it up for you right now because you made the graphic. It's a good job, man. It's a nice graphic. DSJ averaged 5 last year,
and then I think Peyton averaged 6 point something.
Peyton averaged 7.6.
7.6.
Ooh, 7.6.
That's gonna be so. It's really depends on the minutes.
Minutes, yeah.
It's really gonna depend on minutes, what the coach is seeing. If if the Knicks are out of it, especially at the halfway mark, I don't see Peyton doing 7.6.
No.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Could be DSJ. Could be. Could be DSJ.
Yeah.
Could be
We'll see.
RJ. We'll see
We'll
what
see,
happens.
man.
We'll see
What do you guys think of the chat of that bold prediction? RJ leading the team in assists. My second one, Jay Ellis, maybe not as bold as some, but I do think Randle will make the All-Star team as a reserve. Maybe one of the last reserves, but I think Randle will make it. He averaged about 21 and 9 last year. I'm gonna say he hovers around the same. I'll up it a little bit. I think he goes, say, around 23. Say 23 and 8.
Okay.
And those same 4 dimes. I think he'll get there. Julius Randle will be leading the New York Knicks into Chicago.
All right.
No, number 2. What do you think about that one?
I think that's pretty safe.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Not as bold. Yeah.
It's not as bold. It's there. It's like like we said before, it all kind of depends on what we're doing. If we're winning, the more we win, the better he looks, and the more likely he'll be able to get that nod. Like, what real power forwards are here for real? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of open space and runway for that. Like, Kevin Love is out there with the Cavs. Are you expecting them to come out there and do something? I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be an open role for Julius Randle to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially since he's gotten better every season.
That's right. And you got Horford on the Sixers now sharing with Embiid, who, his numbers might go down a little bit. Obviously, he's another year older, another year under his belt as a veteran, so his numbers may go down having to share the court with Embiid. So, the East is wide open. I don't see why Randle couldn't. As I said, I think if we're hovering around 500, a little over 500 by the All-Star break, I think he can make it. But if we're completely in the mud, maybe not. Maybe not.
No, That makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes a lot of sense.
And my last one, I'm going with a trade. I'm going with the trade. I think 3 guys get dealt by the deadline. I think it's going to be Marcus Morris.
Okay.
I think they're going to trade Ellington to make room for Bullock.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think Dotson. I think Dotson's a goner, man. Sorry, man. I think Morris, Ellington,
take it back, CP,
and Dotson. Maybe not in one trade, maybe not in a package, but I think those 3 get paired off. I think those 3 get paired off. I don't know where. I think Morris would end up somewhere in the West on a team making a push. Maybe Denver, maybe Portland.
Yeah.
I can see him on Portland. I could definitely see him on the Blazers. With Dame and CJ. I can see them, man.
Yeah, to me, no matter what happens, a shooting guard is being traded. I know that for sure. Win or lose, a shooting guard is being traded because somebody got to go. There's too many of those over here. But I can definitely see Marcus Morris getting traded if we're not in the hunt. You hope that we're somehow magical and we are in the hunt. I know everybody's predicting around 30 wins, so am I. But you hope for a miracle, and Marcus Morris stays and see what happens. But I'm sad, man. I don't want Dot to go, but I can definitely see it happening, man.
Yeah, that I can see happening, and it makes sense. If we're not contending for anything by that time, or if we're not playing for anything by that time, try to get an asset, man. Go ahead. Yeah, he's gonna be one of my favorite on the team for sure. He already is, but we gotta put business ahead of sentiments. Yeah.
And he's the only Nick that follows me on Instagram.
Dope. That's dope, man. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Dotson follows me on Instagram.
I thought you said Marcus Morris. Yeah, no.
Not Marcus Morris, Dotson.
Yeah. Nah, we knew Dot was a friend of the program from the beginning.
Yeah.
Dot's been a friend of the program from the beginning.
Oh man.
So Berman just hit me up. He said his flight got a little bit delayed. He's still trying to make it on. So just stay tuned. Maybe on a little bit later. JL, so let's get to your 3 bold takes, and then we're gonna get back to the phones. We'll get back to the phones. I see Max. I see Ron. CP the artist. We're gonna get to you guys in a minute. JL's your 3 bold predictions.
Keep in mind, I wrote this Sunday. All right, just let you know how ahead of the curve I was. So my first prediction was Isa will beat out Ellington as a backup. That was my first prediction. I wrote this Sunday. Keep that in mind. It's before all the news.
JL Stradamus, people.
Yes, JL Stradamus. And I'll have CP, last year, I predicted that Frank would start at small forward. Wow.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Just letting you know. I'm just that's on record. You can go on the nickotimeshow.com. You can go on soundcloud.com/nickotimeshow and check the episodes from last year, and I definitely put that on there.
Yes, sir.
Boom. All right, stuff. So yeah, ISO, as we said, he's been balling when he was sitting down. Even when he was sitting down, and when he came in the game, you saw what he did. He couldn't be ignored. He put his stamp in the game every time he's been injected in the game, and he's more versatile than any shooting guard that we have on a roster not named Andre Barrett right now. So it's kind of ridiculous to ignore him and not play him at all. So I just didn't see the coach just like, nah, we're gonna have him on the bench behind Wayne Ellington. I don't care how good Wayne Ellington shoots threes. ISO can shoot threes too, and he can do a lot more, as you can see from that little whoop-de-doo move he just did just there. Like, even if he's not shooting a 3, he can ISO and create for himself, and no one else on his team can really do that except for maybe RJ and possibly DSJ.
Yeah, fair. Hey, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I definitely think he can beat out Ellington ultimately. Ultimately, it's going to come down to Ellington making his shots. Yeah. If he proves if he's not here to do his job, then I think there'll be a quick trigger, a quick pull on him. No doubt about it.
That's a fact. Number 2, I know my guy's injured right now, but bold statement: Mitchell Robinson is going to lead the league in blocks. Bold.
Ooh, okay.
Bold.
Okay. Who was it last year? Was it Gobert or was it my guy from the Pacers?
What'd you say? What's the question?
Who led the league in blocks last year? Was it Gobert or what's the guy's name from the Pacers?
I think it was Gobert, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think it was Gobert. Like, even in preseason, he was still kind of up there in blocks with his limited minutes. And I feel like when he gets his feet under him and he gets his wind back and his ankle is is ready. Miles Turner,
Miles Turner led the league. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Miles Turner is who I'm thinking about.
I really just feel like it has to do with him being healthy. Like if Mitchell Robinson is healthy, I think he will lead the league in blocks.
Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
So that's our guy Mitch, friend of the program. You know what I mean? Mitch, please.
Yeah. And my last bold statement, going out bold.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle is the leader as of now, but by the end of the season, I think RJ will be known as, you know what? That guy could be the face of the Knicks too. Like that guy might be the leader. Like I think RJ will be emerged as the leader by the time the end of the season comes along.
Interesting. So you think it'll be RJ's team by the end of the season?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It might not be said out loud like that, but it's gonna be kind of like, it's gonna be known.
Yeah.
It's gonna be known. Like you're gonna start to see, oh, you have the ball a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
The game. You know what I'm saying? You make a little decisions when the game. Like I feel like some stuff is like that is gonna happen when it comes to the end of the year.
Okay. All right. Not bad at all, man. What do you guys think of the chat of JL's top 3 predictions? What do you guys think about that? Well, let us know in the chat, and we will shout you guys out. Shout out to all people #new. Taya Clay, I see you. Hashtag new. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a comment with the hashtag new. Also, throw your cities in the chat. Let's see where you guys are tuning in from, and we will shout you guys out as well. Taya said my predictions weren't so bold. Hey, RJ leading the team in assists. I mean, that's
kind of bold.
That's kind of bold, man. That's kind of bold. That's definitely kind of bold. And also, how about the trades? Perry, as you said, and as my guy Terry said, Perry, trade deadline, Perry hasn't really emerged yet.
Trade deadline, Perry has been gun shy.
He's been gun shy.
He's definitely been gun shy, especially when it comes to expiring contracts.
Right. So let's see. We hope that he can muster a trade and pair off some of this depth for some future assets. But we'll see. It's not an easy thing.
No, it's definitely not, man.
Definitely not an easy thing. So let's see how that works out. Where's people checking in from? We got Mannheim, Germany. Mikey, Germany in the building.
I see you there, boy.
Yeah. We got Liam checking in from Australia. We got a lot of people from Australia in the building, JLs.
Yeah,
a lot of Aussies, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, Aussies being a chat heavy, man.
Yeah. Australia's definitely heavy. Well, it's like daytime over there, so it's like.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. They have that advantage. They have that home court advantage, man.
Right. Okay, we got Nuggy Fresh.
Okay, Nuggy Fresh. Yeah. Roll up.
All right, I see you. Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Okay.
New Jersey's in the house today. We also got Mason.
Okay, shout out to Mason as well. Shout out my guy Sid Leonard, Uptown Harlem World. What's going on? Apple fanboy checking in from Buffalo. It's probably snowing up there already. He's cold up there, man. They probably got like 10 inches of snow, man.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, man. It always snows in like June in Buffalo. Taya Clay's checking in from San Antonio in the Knicks chat.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That seems fishy, Jails.
I don't know.
Seems a little fishy. They gave us their starting lineups, but I'm not so sure. I don't know. We could have a spy in here, but it's all good. We welcome them anyway.
Yeah, right.
Give
them all the wrong intel.
Yeah. We give them all the wrong intel.
really bad.
Yeah. I think they said Iggy starting actually. You know what I mean?
I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah.
Iggy's definitely starting.
Oof. House Flan checking in from Santa Clarita, California, 90 degrees. They just had to flex on us right there, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They know winter is coming in New York, so they just wanted to flex on us with the 90 degrees.
Man, kick him out the thing, man.
Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Shout out Henry in Atlanta. Michael Parker sends us a super chat as usual. Number 1 fan of the show. Right. Thanks, Michael, for that. Let's go back to the phones. Man. Ron Cleveland in the building.
Ron!
What up, Ron?
Man. CP, Jay Ellis, what up?
What up, man?
What up?
How you feeling, man?
Man, hey, I'm feeling good, man. Hey, I'm ready. I wish the game was tonight, man. I got butterflies like I'm getting ready to get on the court.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Listen, Ron, before you get into it, Marc Berman might be calling us shortly. So if I gotta put you on hold, just know that we have to click over for him. But go ahead. What's your point?
I got you, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I thought about this thing, man. To me, at point guard, you got to go with RJ. You got to go with him, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is my reasoning on it. When you look at RJ, what's the one thing he's able to do better than anybody else on the team? He's able to get to the basket.
Yeah.
He's able to get to the basket. That's going to put pressure on the defense of the opposing team. So now you got your people out there who can sit out there and wait to bomb them, and that's why you got to start Trier. Trier, I love the whole idea of him being opposite RJ.
Need a gunner.
You have him.
Mm-hmm.
You have him as your starting guard because he's going to put so much pressure on the offense because not only can he get his own bucket, but you know what I mean? That's a problem. So you're going to pick your poison. Either you're going to try to stop RJ or you're going to try to stop Trier. So now you got that taken care of. On the bench, coming in at the backup point guard, I'm going with Frank. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't want to see DSJ. I'm telling y'all right now, I hear people talking about DSJ ceiling. His ceiling is in the AN1 mixed league. That's what he is. He's a street baller. He's a street baller. And what does he do? Only thing he does is jump out of the gym. And it ain't going to be much more jumping with back problems. And he already has knee issues.
Seem like all that dunking in the summer set him back, man. Seem like all that dunking in the summer messed his back up.
Exactly. And I watch all the games, like all the preseason games, and it's the same thing I'm seeing. When he did get a chance to play defensively, I'm watching him take risks, and he's not smart on defense neither. So what is he bringing us? I don't care about whether or not we got him in that KP trade about the optics. I don't care about that. Get him out of New York. He's a street baller. Get him out of there. And that's my take on that. And I'm gonna tell you this about Fizz. The clock is ticking on Fizz. And the thing to me, Fizz is a defensive-minded coach. He can't coach offense. So I think Mike Miller is brought in to build us an offensive identity. So Fizz can focus on the defense. Fizz is not an offensive coach. We saw that last year. And realistically, with the players that he had last year, everybody might say, well, as guys on one-year deal, regardless, you can still implement a system. And we didn't have no system.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. It's true, man.
So that's my take, man. Fellas, hey, y'all have at it. What's up to the chat? Hey, the Knicks, baby. Hey, this is 90 basketball all the way live, and I'm loving it. Don't get rid of Marcus Morris. I don't care what you do. Don't get rid of him. Do not get rid of him.
Right.
Mitch, hey, we need to get him some high-top sneakers.
It's gonna be that Marcus Camby all over again, man.
Basketball in low tops. You don't play basketball in low tops, man. That's a broken ankle or a sprained ankle waiting to happen.
True indeed,
man.
That's
my take, man. Hey, fellas, I love y'all boys, man. I love the Knicks. You know that. Hey, this is our year, man, and I think we're going to go to the playoffs, and you can book that.
All right. All love, man. All love, bro. Appreciate the call, man. Always a good call when Ron calls in and gives his blessing on the season. On the shoes thing, it's very surprising that like you even see like RJ, all those Pumas that they're rocking the low tops. I guess that's just the new thing, man. Like even the Kobe's were low tops.
Yeah, the ankle exposure. That's
scary,
man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that though.
Yeah. Real quick before I get to his other points, Berman didn't call. He's calling in shortly. We're still waiting on Mark. He had some travel delays. They flew from New York to San Antonio tonight, so he's calling in as soon as he gets to the hotel. He's gonna call in and check in with Knicks Fan TV and Knick of Time Show, #1 show for the fans by the fans. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Hit that thumbs up. Share these videos. Knicks basketball is back tomorrow, JLers. Let's go. Live from the Alamo. Rematch of the finals. We got to avenge our demons, man. We got to avenge the demons.
Hell yeah, man. We got to avenge the demons, man. We got to come out here and win.
Yeah, we got to get this win.
We're doing it for Marcus.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Salute to Jack Peters in the chat. Jack asked what days we come on. We're live after every game. After every game, we're live. You know, we try to get a set schedule. You know, sometimes when it's newsworthy stuff, we'll come on live, and sometimes when it's nothing really happening, we won't come on live. But we're trying to get to a more consistent schedule. But certainly during the season, it's going to be after every game. So at the very least, you know, when the game is over, tune in right here. KnicksFanTV, Nick of Time Show. Join the chat. You'll see Ari going in. You'll see Ron Cleveland. You'll hear from Ron Cleveland. You'll hear from Julian. You'll hear from Max from the Bronx. And that's who's next, J. Ellis.
Hey.
Max from the Bronx, the president of the Frank Ntilikina fan club, joins us. What's good, bro?
CP Ellis, what's good? How's everything?
Good, man.
Hello?
Yep, we're here, bro.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. As usual, Fizdale can't, do anything right. All right, so let me get this straight, right? You're gonna play RJ, and I want Ari. I hope Ari's listening to this because I don't know what basketball he'd be watching. So you're gonna play RJ, who needs the ball. Then you're gonna play ISO, who needs the ball. Then Marcus Morris, who needs the ball. Then Julius Randle, who needs the ball. I mean, what? I mean, is anybody gonna play defense? Is RJ going to be out there by himself just playing defense while everybody just shoot? You have to balance the lineup. You cannot play ISO. Listen, ISO can improve. Of course, anybody can improve. But ISO is also older than everybody else. People keep forgetting. ISO did 4 years in college. So he's older than everybody. Yeah, I mean, he's young, but he's older than everybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's not old.
So,
I mean,
people acting like he's 37.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's still young, man.
22 and 23.
He's probably about 23.
Yeah, in life, obviously, he's still young.
Yeah, he's probably 26. Like, come on.
But he know what he is. If you watch him in college, he's been doing the same stuff since college. Nothing has really changed.
Right. So what's wrong with that? He's a scorer. Let him score. No, listen. I understand that. I understand that, though. I understand that. You throw in Barrett, Randall, and all that out there. It's gonna be tough. But guess what? They gotta figure it out.
Like you said, Marcus Morris thinks he's Dollar Tree Mellow. This guy is doing the whole thing. Yo, who's gonna get the? Yo, what about? And this is the scary part. What about Knox? I'm getting very nervous because Knox is not like a very aggressive person.
Yeah.
So Fizdale can get away with playing Knox 12 minutes for a whole game like an idiot trying to win the game and having Marcus Morris shoot mid-range jumpers and lose by 5 points because he thinks he wants to be competitive this year. You have to watch them. You have to put pressure. When Marc Berman comes on, put pressure on him too because he be doing all kind of wild stuff too. So you got to put pressure on him like, yo, what is this guy doing? It has to make sense. Stuff has to make sense. You cannot have ISO in the starting lineup. You can't. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Like, okay, what would Greg Popovich do? Remember I used to say that last year?
Yeah.
What would Greg Popovich do? You think Greg Popovich would put ISO in the starting lineup with Julius Randle and Marcus Morris?
I mean,
would he do that?
He would coach him up.
Coach him up, man. Coach him up.
I'm saying, come on. Would
Yeah.
he do that? He wouldn't do that. Because who did he have coming off the bench for many, many years? Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili is way better than ISO. And Manu Ginobili is an all-star. He's a Hall of Famer. He told him, listen, you're just better off the bench. We need you off the bench. And so if Manu could come off the bench, ISO could come off the bench.
Yeah.
It's just fair. You need defense. You got to stop somebody. I'm tired of open threes. I'm sick of open threes. You know what I mean? I see that shit in my sleep. Oh, another open corner three. There you go again. Another three again. Here we go. Oh, the ball moves 2 seconds. Another open three. Aren't you tired of that? You know how bad the Knicks been on 3-point defense forever?
Hey, man.
That shit is annoying.
Hey, Max. Appreciate the call. Max is tight right now. He's tight right now. He's tight, man.
Oh, man. He's a little like Capri tight. That's crazy.
Listen. Max. I think Max makes valid points, but the point is they haven't played a game yet. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, okay. Here's the. I know. It's obvious. I know he likes Frank, and Frank is the best perimeter defender on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But But I don't think ISO is a bad defender though. That's the thing. Like
I don't think he's lousy. And why not play them all three? You could still do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Tomorrow night. You could still go Frank, ISO, RJ, Morris, and Randle.
Right. And like I said before, I mean, RJ didn't look bad running the point when he was running the point.
Yeah.
He didn't look bad. Like, he knew he was doing. Like, so it's an experiment still. To me, it makes perfect sense in my head. Like, to me, when I think about this lineup, it kind of reminds me of all the classic lineups where we have one guy who can't shoot and he's orchestrating the offense and he's surrounding him with shooters and then it works out. Like, that's what I see. Like, I feel like that's worked for many teams before. I'm not like LeBron and the Bucks and and I'm not saying that RJ is LeBron and Giannis, but it's kind of like the same concept where you just kind of surround him with shooters and let him kind of set up and then you're good and the spacing is great. And the defense, I don't know how ISO is gonna do, how Barry's gonna do guarding other point guards. Maybe he should guard like two.
That's why I want Frank out there.
Yeah, maybe he'll guard the two and ISO will guard the point guard. Maybe we'll get a little better. Something better.
You don't want him exerting all that energy chasing point guards around the perimeter. Exactly. That's Frank's job. Because Frank's not gonna do much on the offensive side. Let him burn out on defense.
Right.
You know
and
what I mean?
Another thing is if RJ is that versatile, let him develop the versatility.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do.
I agree, man. Max is not happy tonight, as it seems. Max is not happy tonight, JLs.
You think?
On back to Ron's point on DSJ, it was he made that point about DSJ and the injuries and things like that, and it was kind of speaking to the point that that Tommy D had made last night in terms of what type of adjustments can he make if the athleticism isn't there. All his game is predicated on athleticism, kind of like D Rose. When D Rose was going through those injury woes with his knees, it was like all his whole game was based off of a pounding and driving and all of that. And DSJ is almost the same thing because his jumper's not there. Can't hit free throws even if he's getting to the line. And now if he's limited with the injuries, we'll see. We got to see how that works out.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said before, like it seemed like when he was in, he wasn't really taking advantage of his four ways to the hoop. When as far as RJ, he's getting the contact and getting and ones.
Yeah,
like all day long. And we already know that Fizz likes bigger guards. Like he's made that abundantly clear. When he first got here, he always kind of imagined this big lineup from 1 to 5. So RJ for him right now is a dream come true.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. John K says, so what's the solution? Solution is tomorrow night at 8:30, we play a game in San Antonio, and we'll be right back here. We'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. Eventually, the speculation is over, and they got to play it out on the court, and Fizz has got to figure out how to make it work. This is the cards he's been dealt. He's got to make it the best 5 to 10-man rotation.
Yep.
And we'll see where it goes. Berman said he's on the ground in San Antonio. He's not at the gate yet. He said as soon as he gets to steady ground, he's going to call in. So let's go back to the phones. Let's go to CP the Artist down in ATL. He's got something to say to Ari, man. What's going on, bro?
All right, here's a real voice of reason. CP the Artist.
What up, CP?
All right, brothers. All right, I first want to preface my comment. I want to preface my comment by saying that I turned the corner on ISO. I believe that he's a way better player than most people give him credit to, talent-wise. But the problem is, what I see with this quote-unquote rumored decision is this. We started with a 3-guard lineup where they were battling for the number 1 spot. Now you put ISO in there. There's 4 guards trying to get time for the point guard position. Now, what does that do to the team with this carousel? And let me get to ISO. I think ISO is what his name is. He's a Lou Williams type of guy. He comes off the bench and he'll drop 20 on you. I believe.
Yo,
that
this
he's
is
the
my
sixth man
my
that's
fault,
gonna
CP. We got Marc Berman checking in. Just hang on the line. Hang on.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, you there?
Yeah, I just got off the plane.
Solid, man. So welcome to the show. We got Marc Berman from the New York Post. Just touched down in the Alamo. Mark, thanks for giving us a couple minutes. Real quick, so obviously the storylines of this offseason and this preseason has been the point guard rotation and the three-headed not so monstrous unit. But now we're hearing that ISO Zoe could be slated into the starting lineup. What's your take on that? What are you hearing so far in terms of putting Alonzo Trier in the starting lineup?
Yeah, we're just getting conflicting stuff on that. Yeah, he's definitely being considered. Whether that means the Knicks don't go with a traditional point guard, I'm not sure about that. There is a scenario where Barrett would play the 2, Trier the 3, move Morris to the 4, and Randle to the 5.
Right.
I would find it incredible if Fizdale decided to put Barrett at point guard in his very first NBA game, putting him out of position after how much success he had during preseason. But that's Fizdale. He thinks out of the box. And last year he started Knox all 5 preseason games and then started the season with Knox on the bench. There's plenty of time to put Barrett at the 1 and experiment, but I think it would be a crushing blow to the psyche of Dennis Smith, Frank Ntilikina, and Elfrid Payton. I think it would be a terrible move for their confidence. I mean, coming only 2 days after their fourth-year options were exercised.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that, they did pick up the 4th-year option for DSJ and Frank as well. That would be interesting. I can't see them going with, like you said, with putting RJ at the 1 for his first game. So ideally, I mean, where do you think they would go there at the 1 if they did, put ISO and RJ at the 2 and 3 respectively?
Well, listen, they were very disappointed in how Dennis's preseason went. They were so optimistic. He had a great summer. Keith Smart went out to North Carolina, worked on his shot, and he was looking good in those voluntary scrimmages. And he put so much work in. He lost 15 pounds. But listen, he hurt his back and cost himself the first 2 games, and then he looked terrible in the final 2 preseason games. Listen, they're very invested in Dennis Smith, more so than Payton, even though Scott Perry drafted him in Orlando. There's an investment in Dennis Smith to public relations-wise because of the Porzingis trade.
That's what I said.
But I'll be honest, I can't figure out David Fizdale. He won 17 games last year. He made a lot of bizarre moves. So I think Payton should be the starter. He's the most accomplished. I think he played good defense. He had that one terrible game where he was 0 for 9. But overall, he gets to the basket. He moves the ball. He's smart. He should be the starting point guard. But what do I know? I'm just a sports writer. David Fizdale is making a few $1 million to win 17 games last year, and we'll see if he gets to his 3rd season. He'll start his 2nd season tomorrow night.
You know what? While you're on that, you mentioned Fizz, and like I said, I think he has the toughest job as any, and I think this year is going to be even tougher than last year in terms of trying to manage the minutes for some of these vets that they acquired, trying to maintain, developing this young core, and trying to get wins. We had the worst record in franchise history last year. Obviously, we need to improve on that, at least double it, I would expect. How much pressure do you think Fizz is under this year to get the job done?
Well, a tremendous amount of pressure. In fact, we could steal it. He is a different person with us in our post-practice
availabilities. He's a lot more curt. He's not the usual bubbly, effusive David Fizdale of last season. In fact, yesterday, after the contract announcements, he was very, very short with his answers about Frank and Dennis. It was very surprising. But I think he realizes it's all business now. He doesn't have any excuses anymore. They're not tanking. They're trying to win. You said they should double their victory total. That would be 34 wins.
Got to.
I think a lot of things have to go right for that to happen.
Yeah.
I picked them in the paper today, not for 34 wins. I had them at 26 wins because I have a feeling that they'll be out of the race and then sell off some guys at the trade deadline.
Okay, well, Berman, RJ's had a pretty good preseason, and he's in the news, possibly starting this season. So what are your impressions of RJ, and what do you think the organization's expectations of RJ are?
Well, in Las Vegas, I was very disappointed. And when I was around a lot of scouts who were telling me that, there was a lot of concern about whether his game would translate to the NBA. Listen, he'd be a good player, but when you're picking at number 3, you want a great player. You want a surefire all-star. And in Las Vegas, it didn't look that way. He didn't shoot well from the outside, and he had some trouble getting to the basket, although in the final 2 games, he looked a lot smoother. But preseason has been terrific. He does everything on the court, including rebounding so well. And he's moving without the ball really well. He's got a high IQ. He's a good defensive player. There was some knocks about that coming out of college. But, he doesn't have to be shooting well to affect the game, and that's why if Fizdale rolled him out for 38 minutes a night, he'll have to cut that down because he'll hit the rookie wall on December 1st.
Yeah, sooner, much rather than later. I agree with that. How about Julius Randle? Randle was kind of looked at as the consolation prize after what was considered a disappointing offseason. What's been your impressions of Randle so far, and how do you think the organization feels about him?
He's a scorer. I mean, he scores the ball, and he's going to get 9 rebounds or 8 rebounds a night. But I want to see what happens in the final minute of the game.
Yeah.
Close game, and he could hit these clutch baskets, the type of baskets Carmelo Anthony just could not hit as a Knick. I think the other night he was having a bad game against New Orleans. He came on big time in the fourth quarter with some 3-pointers, and then he kind of frittered the game away at the very end. So he's going to be their closer. And, usually the closer's not the power forward. But, listen, he could shoot the 3. He could get to the basket. He's got post moves. So I think he's going to average 20 points. But he averaged 20 points last year, and the Pelicans were horrendous. So I want him to score meaningful points in the final minute of a game that helps win. And he's a good pass. Everyone said he doesn't pass.
Yeah.
Yes, there's times where he's a little bit of a black hole, but when he does pass, he racked up some assists this preseason. He was a better passer than I thought.
Yeah, I agree. We want to see that his stats aren't hollow and that they actually mean something. I think part of that is going to be his ability to get others involved in critical situations and not just trying to, play hero ball 1-on-3 and most of the time turn it over. On this game tomorrow night in San Antonio, how is the injuries looking? We did hear that Mitch and Taj Gibson were questionable. Has anything changed since then?
No, I mean, listen, Metro did, I believe, flew to San Antonio, and there's still some hope, but I think they want to be cautious. He sprained the ankle going for an offensive rebound on Monday, so he didn't practice today. I think they may have to be cautious, but that's what has caused Fizdale to look at the starting lineup and say maybe we should mix it up and put Trier in there and become more of an offensive team instead of just going with Portis. Maybe they want to keep Portis on the bench with the second unit. But it doesn't look like Mitchell would play, but I think Taj made a lot of strides today. He strained his calf or hurt his calf, but it sounded from Fizdale that he's going to give it a go. And Taj is a tough cookie, and this is his Knicks debut. He's from Brooklyn. So I think he's going to be playing.
You heard me.
Absolutely. Mark, also on the San Antonio thing, there was some contention with the Marcus Morris free agency acquisition. There's some back and forth. Popovich still seems like he's steaming over it. There was some rumors about, how San Antonio kind of flirted with KP, and that's also been the source of some contention. We still don't exactly know the story of kind of why he kind of reneged on that San Antonio deal. Or what are you hearing in that regard of what happened?
Well, listen, it was more money. It was 2 years, $20 million. He had a player option for the second year with San Antonio, but the Knicks are giving him $15 million for 1 year, and then he believes in himself, and he's not that old. And it was a great financial move. He doesn't know anything about living in Texas or in San Antonio. He doesn't know the city. He likes to tell us all the time he's from North Philly, so being in New York is next door to his hometown, and he wanted to be on the East Coast, and I know his former agent, Rick Paul, wanted him to stick with San Antonio and stick with that verbal agreement. It's kind of a very unorthodox thing to break a verbal agreement in free agency, and I know some agents are a little upset or a little surprised that the Knicks did so. Obviously, the Spurs are furious. The Knicks had extra money when Bullock's physical came up no good with the back. So all of a sudden they had a lot of money. They loved Marcus. It's still something you don't do. And I think the Knicks there may be some payback tomorrow night. Oof. I think Popovich wants to not just win the game, but win it.
He wants to embarrass him.
Landslide.
He wants to embarrass him.
I think usually Popovich might put in the substitutes when the game gets out of hand. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets out of hand and Popovich is still, having these guys run up the score a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised.
That Ninja P stuff, man. Getting those people while they ain't looking, man.
Yeah.
Ninja P,
that's Perry, man.
Well, Marcus is going to hear it from the crowd.
Yeah.
And Marcus has a temper, and if things things could get ugly. Let's be honest. It's Marcus Morris. We saw what he did in the preseason opener, unprovoked. So,
but did he die?
That's going to be an interesting sidelight to this game.
Yeah, I can imagine. What's the overall, I guess, vibe around the team? You've been doing this now for what? This is your 21st season with the team?
Yeah, exactly. 21.
21.
Very good memory.
Yeah, 21 on the beat.
Yeah.
How do you feel? You've been around these teams year in and year out. What's the overall vibe of this team so far?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're 0-0, so everyone's optimistic, and Julius Randle I will say that every time you talk to Julius Randle, you feel a lot better about the situation. He says the fans have to be patient, but we're going to get there. It might be a little process, and I think the Knicks are going to get off to a slow start. And they're going to have to hang together and realize fitting in 9 new guys is not easy in this league. So, but, they're very optimistic. They know they're underdogs, and they have that us against the world mentality. And a lot of these guys wanted to be here, and they wanted to be on the big stage. So I think they're going to be playing great, hard defense and really show effort. It's whether they have enough scoring, in my opinion, down the stretch of games, that is going to determine if they can hang into the playoff race this year.
Absolutely, man. You mentioned Randle. He seemed to be kind of stepping up from a vocal standpoint. Do they plan on
right now?
Who is that? David Robinson?
David Robinson.
Oh man, tell him Patrick Ewing was better. Salute from New York.
I didn't even realize he was on the plane. He smiled when I said it. He heard me.
The admiral, man. Who else is stepping up as a leader on the team? Do you know if they plan on naming captains at all?
I think they're going to vote for the captains, and right now, the guys who have really stepped up, Marcus Morris and Wayne Ellington, I think Taj Gibson as well. That could be a tri-captain situation.
Okay.
I think they have leaders. Last year, we've talked about this. Lance Thomas, he's a great guy, great character, and he tried to be a leader. But when you're not playing a lot and you're not one of the better players, it's tough to really be a great leader. And now he's out of the league. The Nets cut him from their roster in the final days. So now they have guys who are going to be playing, and those should be the leaders. And I'm sorry, I missed Julius Randle. So I think the three captains will be Julius, Morris, and Ellington. If I'd have to guess right now.
Okay.
I thought so, man. Mark, 21 years on the beat, and you're starting off on the road. What's your favorite road city to cover the team? What's your favorite road city to travel to?
Well, New Orleans is right up there, and now the basketball has never been great. I'm visiting New Orleans, but now you're going to have a great city to visit and a pretty good team once Zion gets healthy. The Knicks don't go to New Orleans, I believe, till March, so hopefully Zion will be on the court. But, yeah, New Orleans, San Francisco, with the Warriors now moving from Oakland. The writers would always stay in San Francisco anyway. Just either drive to Oakland or take the BART train system. But now they are opening their arena, only a mile or so from all the Marriott hotels that the writers would stay in anyway. So that's going to be a real a great visit.
Nice. Yeah, you did mention that you did visit that Warrior Stadium as well, so should be interesting to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful stadium right on the bay, and unfortunately their team is not as spectacular as the arena, but, next season they might be back to where they once were.
What are some, share a funny story about somebody on the beat, Mark. Go ahead and expose Isola, man. Does he sleep with like an eye mask on the plane? Was he like the cheapest one on the beat? Who on the beat had some like weird road stories, man? Go ahead and air them out right now.
Well, Frank is not the biggest tipper. That's the only concern I have with him. No, I'm just
I'm changing the title of my YouTube channel right now.
It's such a thing. I'm in the middle of the airport trying to get my luggage. But listen, the guys on the beat, we have Chris Eisman of the Bergen Records, Steve Popper. I think we'll all have a great lunch in San Antonio. Bondi is on the trip.
Okay.
San Antonio is one of the great eating cities also with the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
And a lot of Mexican restaurants. So I think we'll all have a great lunch tomorrow. But, it's really fun. Everyone's busting each other, not only on Twitter, but in person. So we have a lot of laughs. And we've had to, have some laughs, off the court because watching the team the last few years has been difficult. It's difficult to cover, a team that has been, frankly, out of the playoff race by March 1st, and my fingers are crossed that we will still be, or the Knicks will still be, fighting for the 8th seed into the spring.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. So your final prediction is 26 wins. That's where you're going?
In the newspaper, today. It was just 26, and only because what happens is I feel they may be out of the race by the trade deadline, and they're going to want to stockpile maybe a couple more draft picks. So they may trade a Marcus Morris or a Bobby Portis and weaken the roster. I'm hoping I'm dead wrong. I'm hoping they're in the mid to high 30s and fighting for that 8th seed, again, deep into the spring. But, it's been a long time since that's happened, so you can understand my pessimism.
Yeah. Understandable, man. Well, Mark, we definitely appreciate you giving us some time fresh off the plane in the Alamo. Once again,
it's 70 degrees. And,
nice.
Hopefully tomorrow will be close to 80.
Nice, man. Wow. Nice.
Also, I would just have to plug where the New York Post has started a podcast as well with Kazim.
Okay.
And it's debuting this week. So I'll be a guest on his Knicks podcast for the New York Post.
Okay.
So, there's plenty to talk about all around for everybody.
Absolutely, man. Well, like I said, we definitely appreciate you giving us some time, and hope to have you on the show further down the road, man. Have a good time out there.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, Mark. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. That was Marc Berman from the New York Post.
Yeah, man.
Hit that thumbs up button for you boys on that interview. Hit that thumbs up button.
Mark's cool as hell, man.
Yeah, man. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. This is where you get it, man. This is where you get all the action, JLs. We get everybody on the beat. We want to hear what's going on.
That's a fact, man. All the inside scoops.
All the inside scoop.
The ISO, the dirt.
Yeah, the ISO, the dirt, you know. He said, somebody said Bondi needs to stay out there. he said, I sold is cheap. I don't know. Bondi looks like he orders the grapefruit. Definitely. You know what I mean? Something sour. He's always tight. You know what I mean? Bondi drinks his coffee black.
Oh, man.
That's it.
Straight black.
Yeah. No, but he said, the ISO thing was certainly a revelation.
Mm-hmm.
He said he can't get a read on Fizz all these years, and that's kind of what is the general consensus. It's
Fizz is feeling the pressure.
One thing to another, man. He's feeling the pressure. Thinks there is pressure on Fizz this year as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, kind of feels like he doesn't like the starting RJ move. He feels like he's gonna kill the confidence of Dennis Smith Jr. It's kind of like Luka Doncic all over again, really.
Yeah. See, they got to manage that properly, and that's why I don't think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna bring in one of those guys. It's either gonna be DSJ or Peyton. Still, I think Frank is a long shot for the lineup, even though I think he makes a lot of sense. I think maybe they do just go DSJ just to, like I said, man, that return on the Porzingis trade, because as soon as they throw him on the bench, every single one of those guys, from Berman to Bondi to so on and so forth, the article the next day, DSJ on the bench, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's always a PR part of it, JLs. I hate to say it.
It's definitely always a PR part of it, but that's part of being a coach too. You got to manage these. Expectations.
Manage the egos.
And you got to manage the egos. Now, remember 2 weeks ago, Dennis Smith Jr. was praising Fizdale.
Yeah,
he was saying that how much real talk he gives, and he doesn't sugarcoat it, and he has open communication all the time. So now we'll see what happens if he's not starting tomorrow, if that remains true.
We'll see, man.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think in the chat? Let us know. Berman says he would go with Peyton in that situation. He said he would go with Peyton in that situation. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Definitely interesting. On the Marcus Morris situation, he pointed to more money. We did hear there was some contention with Morris and Rich Paul. Obviously, that's why Rich Paul got fired. So we know that. But knowing Popovich, they will try to pour it on tomorrow night, no doubt about it. So definitely got to keep our heads in the game for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure the Knicks are kind of aware of it too, and I'm willing to bet Marcus Morris is talking to everybody in the locker room, telling them, nah, not this one.
Yeah, absolutely. On the captains, he thinks it's going to be Julius, Morris, and Ellington. That was actually my pick this year. I did think Ellington was definitely going to be one of them. Morris for sure, and Julius, definitely. Julius was definitely going to be shooting as a captain. So they do name captains. I wouldn't be surprised if it's.
I was waiting for him to say Julius. He said it at the end. And I was like, wait. I was like, wait. Julius is not. God, I specifically heard a story about how Julius was kind of putting his arm around DSJ when he wasn't shooting well.
Mm-hmm.
And saying that it's okay. He just got back from injury. It'll get better. So, he said it though. He said it.
Yeah.
Randle,
how about that little elbow he gave Melo? A little like, ding, ding. You heard, I saw your reaction to that. You're like, oh.
I was like, that's not even true though. I was like, Melo hit a lot of clutch shots. Melo's one of the most.
He hit a few, but later on in his Knicks career, he really didn't hit that many, man. He hit a few.
I mean, later on in his career, yes, but that's later on in his career. Like I still remember that Atlanta game when he lit up Tim Hardaway Jr. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. is like, you know what? I'm coming back to New York.
Yeah, I miss you guys. I'm coming home.
Yeah,
I'm coming home.
He single-handedly beat the Hawks or carried us.
Oh yeah, sure did.
Some BS foul to get him out the game, but Melo's clutch. I didn't agree with
that. No, listen, man. Remember that game he had against Memphis, and then he had that year where he hit like buzzer beaters like back to back to back.
Yeah.
But later on, he wasn't. I didn't remember being that clutch later on, to be honest with you.
I get.
Yeah, it's all good. Still Team Melo. We're still Team Melo. We're still
one of the most clutch players in basketball.
Absolutely, man. All right, let's go back to the phones. We'll close out. We'll take 2 more calls. Steven Evans and Mason. Steven Evans up first. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, what's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, man. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, what up? Listen, man, thanks for taking my call. I ain't gonna be long tonight. I'm gonna try to be strong though. Listen, as everybody else, man, I'm looking forward to the Knicks season opener. Obviously, my expectations is measured, man, because I'm not looking for us to be world beaters this year, but I'm hoping we put a good product out there on the court. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna echo the same sentiments that a couple of your other callers have done tonight. And listen, Fizz is on the short leash with me, man. Honest to God, Fizz is on the short leash, and with some of the veterans that we got on the team this year, he can't just be talking his talk and have it be gospel. You got people in that locker room now that's gonna look at him sideways. Yeah. If he makes some questionable decisions throughout the course of the season.
You got to be careful with what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, real quick, though. Who is the guy who answers the phone for you guys? Because I want to give him a shout-out. He's like the first person you hear every time you guys...
Oh, yeah, that's KnicksFanTV Dave.
I just want to big him up.
Yeah, that's KnicksFanTV Dave, man. That's our guy, man.
Yeah, shout out to Dave, man. I fucks with him heavy, so that's what's up.
Okay. All right, man. Well, call back to... all right, go ahead. Last point.
Yeah. Listen, last point. Thanks for the call. I ain't gonna be long, and I'm gonna just I'm gonna make it my business to hit you guys up throughout the season, man, so I can talk my stuff.
Of course, bro. Of course. Always welcome, man. Thanks for the call, man. Thanks for the call. Okay, last call of the night. Let's go to Mason from Jersey. He wants to touch on DSJ. Mason, you're the closer, man. Make it good, bro.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
All right.
Yeah, I know you guys touched on it, and Berman did too, but I just want to say, I think it's crazy. Like, I think when you look back on the summer, just the way that the outlook on DSJ has been compared to now is, like, wild. Because, like, in the summer, he was, like, the breakout guy. Like, everyone thought it was him. I don't know. And then now, like, I mean, rightfully so. I mean, he had a pretty terrible preseason, but... And I know he got hurt, but I just think it's kind of crazy that the whole fan base pretty much just switched on him like that.
Yeah, man, that's the internet, dog.
Appreciate it, man. You know what's so funny, JL, is when we drafted Frank, DSJ was a rock star. Then when we wanted to then when we wanted to jump in the free agency sweepstakes, it was like, get rid of this kid.
Yep.
And now, everybody's looking forward to it. Like Mason said, he was the prime candidate for a breakout season. The injuries are derailing him. Like I said, give it time. I told y'all, if you go DSJ, I'll rock with him till the All-Star break and evaluate. People say, nah, CP is too long. What do we have to lose? This is tryouts, man.
Yeah, this era is crazy, man. Like, it was all good just a week ago.
It was all good just a week ago.
I'm going to tell you now, like how I said when ISO was being benched.
Yeah,
it's only preseason. We haven't even played one game.
Yeah, let's play the game. Let's play the game and see how it looks. If he's not right, he's not right. I'll go another alternative. But I'm flip flopping between him and Frank. That's it. I'm not even considering Peyton. He's a good player. I'm sure he can play well. He can run the offense for us. But I need to know what the future holds for this team. I'm not looking for Alfred Payton to be the future point guard. He's a now point guard.
Yeah, he's a now
I need to know between DSJ, is Frank's good position the point guard? I don't think so. I think he's a utility guy that we'll use for defense in closing situations. That's what I think. But I need to know, can DSJ be that guy? Can he fit in this lineup, even though it doesn't look like he's going to fit in the lineup? I'll give it time.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I'm not sure if he's a starting point guard, but I feel like Frank could actually be a point guard at some point.
Right.
Like, it's depending on the situation. I feel like he needs to be more pick and roll. I mean, and maybe not even like a point guard, but at least a combo guard. You know what I mean? A combo. Right. But I kind of agree with you. Like, I want to see what's going to happen with DSJ and Frank. And I'm going to give DSJ more than 2 preseason games to call him dead. I'm going to give him more time. because that's what normal people do.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what normal people do.
They give people more than 2 games.
Yeah.
To see what they are about.
Jack Peters in the chat said utility guy shouldn't be the number 8 pick. Listen, you guys got to get over the fact that he was pick 8. That ship has sailed, man. 3 years ago.
Can he contribute?
That ship has sailed. Right now we're looking for a contributing role player glue guy. We passed that. He's not going to be Donovan Mitchell. Forget about it. The ship has sailed. We got to let that go, man. Got to let it go. So, let's see what happens. JLs, real quick before we go, who's going to be your most improved player this year?
Most improved player?
Who are you going with?
Most improved.
Who are you going with?
Well, Knox is taking some steps for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to roll ISO, yo. I'm going to roll.
Okay. I agree with you because with Kev, we just don't know if his minutes are going to be because he went from a starter last year. Now he's going to come off the bench. How do you measure that productivity in terms of gauging, most improved? I'll go with ISO. I'll go with ISO as well. And most improved in terms of all-around game. We know his offense is there. He was almost a 50-40-90 guy, or he was a 50-40-90 guy. So we know that's there. Can he improve on the other aspects of his game? If he becomes a starter, maybe he does become the most improved. What do you guys think in the chat? Name your prediction for most improved player on the team. Rookie of the year, JLs, RJ Shewin, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shewin.
That's a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah. Last year we thought it was Knox was a shoo-in. Turned out to be Mitch.
Yeah.
Turned out to be Mitch. But this year I think RJ definitely runs away with it. I'm not sure. A lot of people ask me about Iggy. I told you guys Iggy was not going to get that much burn.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while for him to crack the rotation. Yeah, let's see where Iggy goes. But Rookie of the Year, I'll go RJ. I think in the overall Rookie of the Year standings, I think he'll finish second to Ja Morant. That was my bonus bold prediction. I think RJ will finish second to Ja Morant. I think the fact that Ja Morant plays a point, more opportunities, and he's playing well so far. So,
maybe Priz is trying to get RJ to play the point so he can win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Go toe to toe with Ja. Go toe to toe with Ja. Go toe to toe with Ja. I hear that, man. Somebody in the chat, some dude said, watch out for MPJ. I've been hearing that as well. Look out for MPJ.
Okay.
Who else? Defensive Player of the Year, JLs. Where you going? Mitch, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Mitch. I'll go Mitch, Defensive Player of the Year. Who's your sixth man? Who's going to be your sixth man on the team?
That is Knox.
Kev? Okay. Going Kev. I'll go six man. I'm going. Six man.
That's rough. That's a crapshoot.
That is a crapshoot, man.
Because we have Matt, the depth of this team kind of even makes it hard to even pick a six man from a jump because you don't know what Fizdale's going to do the lineup.
Yeah. I'll go with ISO because I don't know if this starting lineup experiment will be lasting for the whole season. Knowing Fizz, it'll change in 5 games. So I'll go ISO back to the ISO role off the bench, and I think he's six man again like he was last year.
Now ISO keeping it.
Yeah. Oh, you think? Okay. All right.
ISO killing.
We'll see. We'll see, man. And lastly, MVP, man. Who's going to be the most valuable player on this team? Where are you going? There's a lot of ways you can go. A lot of ways you can go, man.
It'll be easy to say Randle.
Yeah.
It could be easy. It'll be really easy to say Randle. I would like to say RJ, but I'm going to say Randle.
Okay. I'm going to go with I'm going Mook. I'm going Marcus Morris. As the most valuable player on the team. I think he's going to be the one that settles the team down in adversity. We already seen him being the Dollar Tree version of Melo, and I think that's going to continue. I think he's continuing to try to be the leader on the team on and off the court. And so that's why I'm picking Marcus Morris as my MVP pick.
He shot pretty damn well in preseason.
He did he was very good.
Like, it was kind of insane how well he shot, actually.
Very, very well in preseason, man. So, you guys in the chat, let us know, man. What are your predictions? Leave us your bold predictions, and then your season awards. Who's your MVP pick? Your Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, Sixth Man of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Leave all those in the comment section or in the chat. Salute once again to all hashtag news. Hit that thumbs up button before you guys go. We really appreciate the support. Share this video right now on Twitter. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook.
Yep.
Wherever you guys do your social medias, share it.
Mm-hmm.
JL, so I'm going to kick it over to you and close out, man.
All right, man. So check this out, fam. Nick of Time Show just dropped back today. SoundCloud.com/Nick of Time Show. Also on iTunes. Also on Stitcher. Also on Google Play. And you know what? If you want to listen to that right now, there's a little eye in the corner. Just hit that little eye. Boom. Opens that up. Takes you to the SoundCloud. And you'll be able to listen to the Nick of Time Show when you scroll down. Boom. And tomorrow, the video will be up on YouTube. So stay tuned and look out for the Nick of Time Show to hit YouTube tomorrow as well. Also, if you want to read some blogs, go to nickoftimeshow.com. All sorts of links in my description. That is all. Back to you, CP.
Yes, sir. Great show, Jay Ellis. And salute to everybody that tuned in once again. Had a great show. Thank you once again to Marc Berman of the New York Post for joining us. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's show, your bold predictions, your season awards, Marc Berman's interview. What do you guys think? What do you think about the prospects of Alonzo Trier in the starting lineup? Leave all the comments in the comment section below. This show is also available in audio format in Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon Alexa, all under KnicksFanTV, and all the links are in the video description right below you. Once again, make sure you share this video on your social media channels. Make sure that they know this is #1 show for the fans by the fans. Before you guys leave, please hit that like button, that thumbs up button. Goes a long way in supporting the show. You guys know where we're going to be tomorrow night, man.
Yeah.
The talk is over. The speculation is over. Knicks versus Spurs. Put up or shut up, Jay Ellis.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Knicks basketball is back, 2019-2020 season, and we will be here for all of it. Join us for post-game live callers, highlights, live analysis. Hey, that's it, man. Salute to everybody once again. All the mods, TM Above the Rim, Dave, Keith Sinclair, Michael Parker, Shells. Yeah. Appreciate it, Shells.
Word.
JL, so you want to shout out, man?
Merson Verico, Max L. Robinson, JJP, NYC, Childhood Time Machine, Papo, Christian Smith, Kendall Baquero. I see you guys. I saw Craig Williams was holding it down before. Papo 171, Ricardo Coetzee. All you guys, man. Shout out to you. Trevor Cass, TBC, the label. Everybody. Kevin Middleton.
Yes, sir. Above the Rim is asking about the soundboard. I'll bring it back. We'll get the soundboard back eventually, man. But most importantly, we'll see you tomorrow. Jack Peters, we'll see you tomorrow. Let's go, man. KnicksFanTV, Nick of Time Show. We're out of here. Peace.